Okay, so today we're going to be dividing monomials. So it's the opposite of what we did on Thursday when we were talking about multiplying monomials. So what we're going to do first is we're going to expand. So we're going to do it the long way so that you can figure out the short way and see if it's easier for you or not. So for problem number 1, there's a line for division. Okay? How many x's do I have on top? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure that everybody's drawing them. How many x's do I have on bottom? 3. 1, 2, 3. Once you expand, you can cancel. Okay? If there's one on top and one on bottom, you can cancel them. So these two, cancel. These two, cancel, and these two, cancel. So what do you have left over? 2x's, which is not 2x, it's x squared. Because you have 2 left over. Okay? Problem number 12. How many k's do I have on top? 12. Do you want to draw all 12? No. Right? So what is the short way? What was the short way that we did here? You just subtract. So 12 minus 2 is how many? 10 k's on top. Because the bigger number's on top, so they're left on the top. So that's k to the 10th power. Okay? And then number 3. How many m's do I have on top? 3. How many m's do I have on bottom? 3. If I subtract them, how many m's do I have left over? So that's m to the 0 power, which equals 1. Just 1, no m's. There's no m's left over because if it says m to the 0 power, that means there's nothing left over, right? But there's an imaginary 1 in the front. Did y'all forget about that? There's an imaginary number in the front, 1 m to the 0 power. So when the m to the 0 power cancels, it leaves you just the 1. Okay? Let's do number 6. If I have 20 m's on top and 5 m's on bottom, and I subtract them, 20 minus 5, how many do you have left over? 15, right? So that's your x's. So x to the 15 power. And it stays on top because the bigger number is on top. What about the y's? I have 9 on top, 9 on bottom. So there's no more y's, right? It's just the 1 in the front. No more y's. 9 minus 9 equals 0 y's. If you want to put it up there, you can. Y to the 0 power. Okay? Let's just put it up there. And then the z's, you have 2 up here and 1 down here. If there's no number, it's a 1. So 2 minus 1 equals 1. So now you have z to the power of 1 left over. Now remember, I told you that anything to the 0 power just goes away. So you don't have any more y's. So now you just have x to the 15, z to the 1, done. Okay? Let's do problem number 9. Number 9 right here. Okay, so what do you do now with the big numbers, the coefficients? You divide the coefficients. Because this is division, so you just divide them. So in the calculator, I'm going to put negative 36 divided by 4. Calculator, everybody. Negative, here's the negative down here. 36 divided by 4. Enter. Negative 9. So I'm going to put it over here. It's negative 9. Then we do the C's. I have 2 C's on top and 2 C's on bottom. What do I have left over? 0 C's. So you can say C to the 0 power. And then I have 5 D's on top and 3 D's on bottom. 5 minus 3 equals 2 D's on top. Right? D squared. Can I get rid of anything? The C, right? Cancel it. So what do I have left over? Negative 9D squared. Done. Problem number 16. Number 16. Okay, so now we're putting 2 things together. Remember, we did these type of problems on Friday. So, the top. I have all of this to the 4th power. So that means 2 to the 4th power, right? And then this one's a 1. So what do I do with the 1 and the 4? Multiply. 1 times 4? 4. So C to the 4th power. And then D, 4 times 4? 16. D to the 16 power. At the bottom, what do I do with this 2? You don't multiply. 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 2. 2 squared. What do I do with this 2? Now you multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. C to the 4th power. What about the D? 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so let's reduce it. What's 2 to the 4th power and what's 2 to the 2nd power? We need to figure that out in the calculator. So, parentheses, 2, close parentheses, to the power. We're going to use this one. To the power of 4. 16. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other one. Parentheses, 2, close parentheses, to the power of, al poder de, 2. Enter. So now I have the 16 on the top and the 4 at the bottom. So I have 16 and the 4 at the bottom. I have C to the 4th power on top, D to the 16 power on top, C to the 4th power on bottom, D to the 6th power on bottom. So now it looks like the problem that we just finished doing. So what am I going to do with the numbers? Divide. We're going to divide the 16 and the 4. Okay, so divide. 16 divided by 4, enter, gives you 4. So my answer is going to be 4. What do these two do? What do you do with 4 and 4? Subtract. What do you get? 0. So these two cancel. If it's the same on the top and the same on the bottom, they cancel. So you don't have any more C's. And then what do you do with the 16 and the 6? Subtract. 16 minus 6 equals 10. So I have D to the 10th power. Okay, I want you to try this page, this whole page. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need help. Let's look at problem number 12. It says 36 divided by 52. If I put that in the calculator, it's going to give me a decimal. 36 divided by 54. Or 52. Yeah, 54. Enter gives me a decimal. I don't need a decimal. So look. Si te da decimal, you press math, enter, enter, so that it can give you the fraction. Okay? No decimals. Fraction. So we're going to put 2/3. So right here I have 2/3. And then you do the AMS. 9 minus 3, 6. And 5 minus 2, 3. Okay? So it's going to be a fraction, 2/3. Keep going. Okay, if you turn the page, I'm going to do problem 13 and 16 real quick. Just for more practice. Number 13, I'm going to do -2 to the power of 2. Okay? And then I'm going to multiply 4 times 2 because that's for my m. M to the power of 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Se multiplican. And then at the bottom it stays the same. Se queda igual. So 8m squared. So I have to put this in the calculator, see what it gives me. Parentheses, -2, close parentheses, to the power of, this is el botón, 2, enter. That's +4. So now I have 4m to the power of 8 over 8m to the power of 2. So that should be easy. We're going to divide these two in the calculator. 4 divided by 8. Okay, and it gives me a decimal. And I told you I don't want decimals, so we're going to press math, enter, enter, and it gives me the 1/2 that I want. So right here I have equals 1/2. And then you subtract these two because you have 8 m's on top, 2 m's on bottom. You have a total of 6 m's. Okay? Number 16. Now it's telling you that the whole thing is to the power of 2. So that means the top is to the power of 2, the bottom is to the power of 2. So if I rewrite it, this is what it is. 4x to the 7th power to the power of 2 and 6x to the power of 2. Both of them are to the power of 2. So now you're going to do two things. You're going to have 4 to the power of 2, and you're going to have 6 to the power of 2. So 4 to the power of 2 and 6 to the power of 2. What do I do with these, the 7 and the 2? Multiply. So now I have x to the power of what? 7 times 2? 14. And then this is a 1, right? So 1 times 2? 2. X to the power of 2. Let's put these two in the calculator, the top and the bottom. Four to the power of 2 and 6 to the power of 2. So 4, parentheses 4 to the power of 2, enter, and parentheses 6, close parentheses to the power of 2, enter, 16 over 36. So I'm going to put 16 on top, 36 on bottom. x to the fourth